Good evening and welcome back to Heroes of the Storm. My name is Bahamut. We have the members of... I'm trying to fix this actually right now because I really hate how it's skilled out. We have the members of Team Training Wheels on the left-hand side, and Roll1Esports is going to be on the right. This will be our Division B West matchup. And we go ahead and find ourselves here on Dragonshire, and we already see the bands flying through. But before we get into the actual map itself, we got to figure out how we got here. The home team this evening will be Team Training Wheels. They won the coin flip, something Chymotription has no idea what that is. They opted for first pick priority in game number 1. They banned out Cursed Hollow and Sky Temple. The members of Roll1Esports decided that Alterac Pass and Volskaya Foundry are no longer allowed, and they are going to go ahead and ban those out. So Dragonshire will be the map choice of them. Let's go ahead and find out what we get here for our other half of the draft. LoL will be hard to cast. There's like 150 champs. Exactly, yeah. That's why, like, it's something that I might do like next winter. I, honest to God, I just play top lane with my friends and zone out half the time. Only here for one game tonight. Wait, what? Ghost Bear, how you doing, by the way? Thanks for coming by. And I'll never stop drawing hots. Exactly, Alaric. Like I was actually Dustin Browder. Like someone was yelling at Dustin Browder on Twitter yesterday about like how the game is unbalanced and Deathwing is trash and whatever. And like all the replies were like, the dude hasn't worked at Blizzard for 4 years. What are you talking about? So, but I was actually responding to him. And I was just like, thanks for giving me a game and a community and like all of this that I love so very much and I'm very passionate about. And I've had opportunities to meet people and do things that I never thought I'd be able to in esports or in just any sort of competitive realm ever. So shout out to the people who work on this game. Seriously, like Kyle Dates, who lets me talk his ear off every single BlizzCon or any sort of Blizzard event. Thank you so much, Kyle, for letting me just sit there and ramble. Anyways, let's go ahead and see. We have a Malfurion, Hanzo band on the left-hand side. We have a Deathwing, Sonya, and a Kael'thas band on the right. Burden to be removed on the left. We have a Raynor Joanna and a Leoric on the left-hand side and a Stukov Jaina. So the Jaina was taken away, and that means that the Raynor doesn't have that duo where you have the Jaina trait from her Frostbite, and then you also have Raynor with the ace in the hole to be able to get consistent pepper on people and really start to whittle them down. So I like that removal right there, but they still have slows on Leoric, they still have slows on Joanna. This will be an ETC and a Thrall. I really actually like this. You can go Earthquake, Mosh Pit, and Ring of Frost. So Earthquake actually can set up the Mosh Pit, so that way everyone's kind of just stuck, and then Ring of Frost to follow up as well. Kind of just slows everything down, so it's a lot easier for you to land that ring. Dear Lord. I'm so sorry, everyone. All right. Last 2 picks coming out. They need a healer as well as something with the Raynor. Something melee wouldn't be a bad idea either. I'm trying to think something with a... Lieutenant Morale is popping up again this evening, and a Li Ming with that as well. Actually, I like the Li Ming quite a bit. She'll be able to have reset potential and also range poke, but this is a lot of range behind just a Joanna, so I'm a little worried about how much she's going to need to anchor for the friendly team. On the side of Roll1Esports, we're going to be seeing the Stukov Jaina, ETC Thrall. Thrall could probably be in the solo or the Phoenix realistically, but I love the Phoenix paired in with the Jaina ETC and all of that. ETC actually could go Stage Dive because I believe Stage Dive does have a slow on it, so you could do Stage Dive, get the AoE hit, Purification Salvo swipe onto them as well, and then you do have that giant burst of damage from the Phoenix. That could be the way that they're going to go about that, but either way, we'll have to see what happens here in Game 1. I think this is a great draft from both teams. I think we're in for a wonderful series just like we just previously saw. I think this is going to be an absolute riot, but pull it back to Bandit and I as he can give you some very, very good breakdown and analysis of that game. Usually it's, hey, there's not enough Rexar, where is Rexar, or Greymane, or Rhaegar. Mostly when it's like, if there's no doggos in game, he's just like, why am I even casting this? No what, Bahamut? What are you saying, Valk? That's what you're saying? Or are you saying...
We're dead.
Oh, it's the Raynor Morales strat. I must go now. See you later. Thanks for coming by, Alaric of the Storm. Thank you for the sub, too. I hope you have a wonderful night. And if no one's following or checking out Alaric of the Storm's art, you are dumb. Go on Twitter. Go onto their Discord. Go wherever they make art and go and just like and buy it. And it's the best ever. Just go. It's so good. Go support Alaric of the Storm. They make amazing artwork for Heroes of the Storm. And like... There's so many good things. Like there's so many good memes in there. Like one of my favorites was they actually got a screenshot of Alexstrasza taking off for a cleansing flame, and it was just like this weird elongated kind of like screenshot, and then they ended up animating it. It was just it's adorable and also hilarious. But on the note of none of that, let's get into game. On the left-hand side, we got team training wheels. We've got Warlock on the Leoric. Honey is going to be on the Li Ming. E-Day is going to be on the Joanna. Confused will be on that Raynor. And Ouija will be on the Lieutenant Morales. On the right-hand side, we got Roll1Esports. We're going to be having... I think it's Junba? Junba, I think, is going to be on the Stukov. Alberto is going to be on the Phoenix. Rock Your World will be on the ETC. Zed, I think, or Zad is going to be on that Jaina, and Velvet on the Thrall as we go ahead and see our first engagement in this mid lane. Doesn't look like anyone's going to find a kill just yet. You were coughing and I said don't die. Oh! I didn't even catch it. Dear Lord, okay. What did you call me? I don't know. What did I call you? There's a delay on stream, so I'm afraid that I accidentally said the wrong thing to someone. So we actually do have the Phoenix in the solo lane up against the Leoric, and they went to Plasma Cutter, or excuse me, Advanced Targeting. So the Plasma Cutter is going to be increasing its damage, and after 30 heroes, you get the increased circle. So I guess, I mean, I personally think that Arsenal synergy is so very strong, especially up against someone like Leoric, because of the fact that you're going to be able to just get your autos in, and with the Plasma Cutter, you have to kind of step up into their range a little bit more, whereas with this one, you can kind of play around the stutter stepping. Regardless, we'll see how this all works out in the top lane. We'll do our best to poke it, jump up here and there. I was doing observation work for Heroes Heart Celebrity Clash, and one of the things that was like, I was just like, in my games, I always like to harp and like jump into top lane a lot, but in those games, they were so sweaty and there was so much stuff happening constantly that I actually got to showcase them never. And I felt bad because as I said, I was watching the Into the Nexus, and Kyle was talking about how he's playing solo lane and all this, and he's just like, yeah, they literally go, hey, here's solo lane, this is the matchup, all right, let's go focus on everything else. And I'm like, unfortunately, that's how it is. Like, I always like to try and focus on top lane, but sometimes you just literally can't when you just have constant battling out, and that's what a lot of people want to see. Janiba? Or Waniba? How do I pronounce that J? Is this live or replay? Live. Yeah, it's live. Power slide from the ETC to get right out of there. That's going to be the retreat pings coming out from one of the teams. Actually, it looks like it might have been Roll1Esports. Jumping back into top lane, Leoric is going to be able to have the Spectral Leech onto them a little bit and just going to be clearing out this wave. A little bit of poke from Alberto as well. Meanwhile, in bottom lane, they do have the control for the first Dragon Knight. Top lane will be in favor for the members of Roll1Esports. Team training wheels. Not in a bad, like, neither of these teams are in bad spots. I was gonna say maybe whoever's in mid lane. But it was just Leoric Wraith walking there, just trying to get some burst damage onto them. Jaina is currently at 12 out of the 20 stacks on her Fingers of Frost. Sorry, I was not Mana Addict. I was like, which one is it? But either way, Fingers of Frost at level 1 for her. 12 regeneration globes. 3 minutes into the game, that's very, very good. 11 on that ETC, 14 stacks on the Thrall for the Echo of the Elements, and 6 on the Clear for that Displacement Grenade on the Lieutenant Morales. That's a wonderful power slide. Honey's going to be trying to get over the wall. Ouija has heals just in time, and they're going to be able to force them back. This should be channel or charge in favor for the members of Roll1Esports for this Dragon Knight. I guess it's channel. They have the channel up for the Dragon Knight. There we go. Jaina was trying to, I think they actually got the regeneration globe there, but now Warlock is in a bit of a rough spot. Actually, no, Zad is in a bit of a rough spot, as I thought there was actually another friendly member coming in there. They actually get the blink right out of there, and Alberto safely disengages, but now without their Jaina, Leoric was thinking about coming back down, but I think they're going to try and clear the wave and then jump back onto the point. But look at this sneaky little Phoenix! First Dragon Knight's going to be coming over to the side of Roll1Esports. Zad is playing a character that doesn't jump or fly. Whoa. Another displacement grenade coming out. I mean, it's not going to push the Dragon Knight around, but it will get you a stack because it is technically hitting a hero. Our stacks are actually going really, really quickly for a lot of these players. Like 17 already on Thrall, 14 on the Jaina, as well as 14 on the ETC, and 17 out of the 60 on the Phoenix advanced targeting. We can go ahead and just see what this Dragon Knight does down here. Got the front gate. Not going to be targeting the well, which is something that a lot of teams need to prioritize here. Zad was doing it, but the reason I always harp on the well is because of the fact that you have the lane sustain being removed, so it makes it so much more difficult to now battle out and brawl extended over... battling out during an extended period in this bottom lane because you can't just back off and tap well. Now, Lieutenant Morales will be giving a lot of good supplemental healing, and they can also get their charge back up with that displacement grenade, because this is pretty much like this is the build that I usually go when I'm playing Lieutenant Morales, just because it's the most fun in my opinion. And like, you can get some massive plays with displacement grenades, especially when clear's finished out. I in for globes all the time. You gotta in for globes. It's early. It is a little early, Ghost Bear. It is. Also, seriously, thank you. The pings earlier in Bush League, like, I saw that ping and I honest to God got so excited that I was getting pinged in Bush League. I thought there was another Bush League season coming out, and then I saw that, and I wasn't disappointed in the fact that you were pinging me about it, because it was actually very, very true what you were saying about how the interview felt very Bush League. But God, I was kind of hoping that I was like, oh my God, we have another season of Bush League. Like, I can just get wild and cast with Cat Peach and just drink gin and tonics. We might actually do that again. We're still working on our next matchup between Tatsuki and whoever wants to challenge her, and we're still trying to get that all organized. But sooner than later, we might actually have to change the date. I think that's the only issue currently. But 10 talents here are going to be rolling through on both these sides in just a second. Let's go ahead and look through some of the other numbers, get an idea of what those look like. 18 stacks on both of the Jaina and the ETC, so they might finish that out while we're looking at all of this. But there's another clear coming out from, displacement grenade coming out from Ouija, just getting more stacks onto that one. What are they sitting at stack-wise? 16 out of the, I think, 30 on that one. Plasma Cutter's at 26 out of the 60, but at 30 you do get the extra revolve on it. After that 30, you're just getting extra damage. You get a grenade. Yeah, everyone gets a grenade. You wish? I wish too, Ghost Bear. Root's gonna be coming out, not gonna be connecting with the Feral Wolf, and there's the ETC and Jaina finishing up their questing talents. Blessed Shield coming out from the Jar. There's gonna be a Sundering coming out from the Thrall. They get the kill out of the ETC, but can E-Day get out of here? Root comes out from Thrall. Jaina finds the solidified kill. Honey is trying to make their way out. They do tap well, have the healing from the Lieutenant Morales. Says Raynor went for a bit of a ride right there, all the way back towards their keep, and that might give them the opportunity to rotate into mid lane. Leoric already sees that this channel is gonna be up and available, so they're saying, you know what, I need to be in mid to poke this down. But if there's too many people in mid, they might not be able to poke at this. So let's see. Warlock, Purification Salvo to be used, but here's the thing. They have the slow, there's the burst, and they find the kill. Now Confused has them in this. This is shooting fish in a barrel for Confused right there as they put the pepper on. Power slide from the ETC. Alberto does tap the well. They still have the Dragon Knight channel up and available. Warlock trying to cheat death. You can see that death timer is actually jumping a little bit quicker. Well, it probably was because they were using the Spectral Leech. Now we have a lot of the members, actually both teams almost all rotating into mid lane. Leoric seems to be has spawned and is going to be trying to go into top lane to get the counter channel onto this Dragon Knight. I mean, oh, look at this Bush party. I think they might have scouted that out, so they're just going to kind of cycle back around right now. Leoric is going to be able to Wraith Walk onto this point, and that'll be the interrupt for now. E-Day stays on the side over there just to interrupt if anyone tries to go for the channel or tried to make some sort of cheeky play. But Leoric has top. Thrall and Stukov have the bottom lane. They actually could try and push into that well, seeing as... Oh, no, never mind, sorry. I thought there were people still in mid lane showing. Morales is my main, so I love most of her builds on her. I feel like she's got so much viability. That was a Blessed Shield that came out, and Lieutenant Morales went for a bit of a flight. Yeah, a bit of a flight, and Phoenix is actually going to get pushed back a little bit in top lane. Let's see, questing talent-wise, 23 out of the 30 for the displacement, or for the clear on that Lieutenant Morales. First portion of the advanced targeting is done for Phoenix, and we're at 5,000 out of the 15,000 necessary. Oh, okay, so they didn't get the interrupt on the blink, so at least they get over there. Just going to continue to poke out onto them in this top lane. By seeing the Johanna and the Leoric up there, and with having the camp down in this bottom lane, they're now going to pop the Water Elemental and push in further. This should be fort by the time Johanna rotates down. Yeah, they're actually, Jaina's throwing a lot of damage off to the side. Look at Leoric's flank coming in, though. They do have Wraith Walk, and they do have that ominous Wraith as well. So they're going to be able to get that damage reduction. Yeah, 50%. Channel is up and available. Phoenix does have that. If they delay this out in the bottom lane, this will be enough for them to get that with the Phoenix. But they know this is Reset City for Honey. Yeah, I don't think Phoenix is going to be able to get that channel in time. They realize that Phoenix actually was, I think, coming into the bottom lane, but Alberto needs to kind of just split off, and they... Unfortunately, Throw gets picked off right there as well. They are popping off on the side of Team Training Wheels. Roll1Esports looked a little strong at the start, but Team Training Wheels really starting to put the pressure on. Let's actually cycle once again through the numbers, get an idea of what those look like. The Fort and bottom lane did go down. Rainer and Raider are going to be going ahead and working on that one right there, as Leorc is just Wraith walking into the top lane. It's a little bit faster, as you can see, because the movement speed is increased in that Wraith walk form. I want to double check that in just a second, because I actually don't know off the top of my head how quickly you actually Wraith walk. Whew. I think I need water. Purification salvo used right there. It's a 90-second cooldown. That's quite the cooldown to be just 1v1ing with. Also, they bait the blink out in a sense. They use the spectral leech, and that just forced them to use that. We can see that the clear has been finished out by the Lieutenant Morales, so they're gonna have that. I think it's just increased grenade. Like, it's the diameter of the explosion just increase. It's like repulsion. Like, it's like the upgrade on the wave of force for Li Ming. Like, you're just increasing the size of the displacement with the grenade. We'll double check that in just a second once we get through all these talents. But now Joanna stepping further forward. They've got a decent wave with them, as well as the Siege Giants. Sad is going to be down here as well to try and help out with the clear. Currently have Leorc in mid lane. Looking... Oh, they're just doing double soak right now. Rainer goes down to bottom lane. Blessed Shield does come out from E-Day as they chase further in. That's the clear value you just saw right there. Zad somehow doesn't get caught by that, but that's a wonderful power slide from the ETC, and that's going to be another kill onto Li Ming. E-Day in a bit of a rough spot, gets picked off. They should be able to throw one onto this point, and you're going to see... Juan. We're just going to go with Juan. That's going to be easy enough for me. Juan's going to be jumping on that point. Leorc is going to be trying to go into top lane. This wave is aggroed onto Phoenix. It's... Ooh, are they going to... No, they're not going to be able to get there in time, and I think Leorc realizes that, so they're just like, you know what? I'm just going to back out of there. I'm going to come back to mid and try and set up for the defense, as they only have Lieutenant Morales and this Leorc for said defense. They're actually running it down bottom. Hello? 16 talent tiers are in. I want to look at Leorc's really quickly. Accelerating up to 50%. So it's 150% movement speed, right? I think it's 150% movement speed when you're in Wraith Walk form. I think the Wraith Walk is 175 or 200 move speed. Diameter's increased 16 should be hit reduced cooldown, yeah. Or second option. Are you thinking of the 13 one, you mean? I don't think, there isn't a grenade talent at 16. I actually usually go this myself because it increases my range, so that way I can play a lot safer as Lieutenant Morales, because, actually no, it's not always. It's usually when I'm getting dove upon a lot, that's when I usually pick up that extra care, but this, second option, that's really, really good as well, but that's going to be Li Ming going down. Massive shove onto Warlock, who's going for such a ride. Oh my god! No, they won't get killed by it. I thought that they would have gotten killed. Water Elemental was actually sent back to go get Leorc, but it's not going to be in time. So either way, we currently have the Dragonite going down in the bottom lane. Purification salvo was used by the Phoenix. The Leorc Wraith, Hearthback now going to be Wraith walking back into the... Can it? No, it doesn't show when I click on it. I was hoping that it would. Either way, we currently have Plasma Cutter actually getting so much value. 61 stacks under that right there as Warlock in this backline is trying to get the damage reduction. Ends up going down. That's going to be the Sundering from Thrall as well. Alberto takes way too much damage. They get picked off. Might have actually been the Blessed Shield to their face that actually got that kill. Keep is still 3,000 health on that. And so they're just going to back off. But a lot of trades going back and forth right there in that last engagement. Let's actually show some of the damage numbers, since we looked at them before, but now we can look at them once again after. We don't have to cycle through all the stats, just at least showing the damage and the significant numbers right now. One does not get out of there. Stukov is going to be going down. They chase further into this. That's going to be Leorc respawning on top of a lot of the members. They do have the Entomb if they want to try and grab one with it. They don't. Jaina did go down in the lower half. I can't, like, it's such an insane back and forth between these two teams right now. It's just constant, like, one team bodies the other. Leorc is just chasing in top, mid, excuse me, hello? Velvet? Oh my god, Velvet makes it out. Their own self-sustain was saving them right there. No, it's 13 for... Okay, never mind. The Water Elemental? Yeah, I know Zool. If there had been a wave there, he would have been in trouble. Yeah, that's true. Meanwhile, in bottom lane. What are these hitting for? 249? Yeah, that's gone. That's basically 500... 500 damage a second, in a sense, I think. or every half second. I always mess that up. Hold on, let me look at this. 0.5 would have been. So 2 seconds, 500 every 2 seconds, I think. Caster math is kicking in. But that was an epic shove. I'll be honest, Stukov has actually had 2 epic shoves this game. They had one in bottom lane where from about here-ish, they shoved Raynor all the way to the keep area over there. And then they had the one we just saw where they actually got Leork right into that corner. That's not easy. And that one, the one Leork was like over here by the keep. I know we're not watching anything on the map right now. It's just, that was like, seriously, like this Stukov has had immensely impactful lurking, or excuse me, massive shoves. Both the Stukov players this evening, because it was game number 1, McGiblets had, not game number 1, it was the Braxis holdout game. They had that insane save on their friendly member. Like that in my opinion, regardless of win-loss, that should be a highlight from the week, because that save, that does not happen ever, and I cannot believe that it managed to happen right there. Either way, 19's up on both sides. I haven't shown talents for a little bit, so let's swap that back. I was showing damage for a little too long there. But either way, majority of the quests and talents will be done. So yeah, 25% increase. So after hitting, so there is actually a halfway quest. I did not realize this. This is on me. So there is going to be a 3-second reduction on the cooldown for displacement grenade when you get the 15 mark, and then you also get the cooldown reduction to 2 seconds when you hit 2 heroes or more. So that's just, I mean, these things just go hand in hand, because even then you still have a 9-second cooldown regardless of hitting 2 heroes or not. But right now we have the vision for the red team, and we know that there's sharks in the water above us. The Frenzy is Totski over here, and 20 talent tiers up, and Zad and friends are just like, you know what, let's take the long rotation, let's play it safe. And this is it. They can actually see, this is what they see really quickly, so they know that the enemy team's rotating into bottom. They still have to manage top, and so they take the long rotation. They're going to grab that. Bottom lane actually should be converted over by the enemy team in just a second. Li Ming popped up in mid in vision, but we can show the full vision once again, and that's going to be channel for a couple seconds up and available, but Leork has this on the bottom lane, and both teams will have 20 talent here as well. Whew. This is game 1, team. This is game number 1. It's like the lull before the next fight. If the members of Roll1Esports can take the next fight and win it, they'll be able to run it down bottom and potentially in game. But you know, bottom lane's a little weak here on the right hand side for Roll1 as well. Power side from the ETC, Mosh Pit's up and available. They're going to be going for it right there. Interrupt from the Raynor, and Tomb coming out from Leork. That's going to be the Buried Alive. That's where you're seeing the silence onto 2 players. That's going to be Honey popping off, Death Mosh coming off and connecting onto so many members. Purification salvo goes out, but Warlock is going to be stepping further forward. No one going down from the salvo right there as they look to split the enemy team. That's going to be a great displacement grenade as they just funnel in. Juan goes down, Leork is traded out, and Stukov, excuse me, Juan was Stukov, but Stukov ended up getting picked off right there, and now they move in through bottom lane. 3 down on the opposing side, only 2 for the defense, and Leork is going to be able to cheat death right there. As you can see, that death timer is going to be jumping up significantly faster. You can see a couple seconds passed as they use the lurking, or excuse me, the Spectral Leech in their ghost form to be able to cheat said death. But they've got a great wave behind them, and they're looking at a keep. 30 seconds on 1, 20 seconds on 2. And this is some stray damage coming out from Li Ming trying to force back Velvet, who's poking at the wave right there, and a lot of damage. Wave of Force to force them back as well. They went into Talrosh elements, so they're not going to be getting the repulsion pushback, but still cycling through those, you get the bonus damage, and increasing your damage on a Li Ming is always, it's always a nice thing. Bless Shield was ripped right there, didn't connect. We currently have Thrall healing back up. Just about everyone's back for the defense. They're taking the core down a little bit here on the side of Team Training Wheels, but now the members of Roll1Esports are trying to roll a nat 20 as that's an Entomb from Leork. A huge pop-off from Li Ming as they find a kill onto Thrall, ETC, and Jaina. Deathmosh once again triggering, but that's just delaying out the inevitable as they turn their sights onto core. Alberto and Juan are here for the defense, but a lurking arm will not be enough as Leork actually wraith walks to the other side, and this is slowly but surely going to be the game ended. Salvo goes out, it won't be finding a kill. They're actually doing the damage reduction right there as well, about that 50%. E-Day will be going down to the core, but Confused still has all the pepper necessary, and that will be game number 1 going over to the side of Roll1Esports. Nope, over to Team Training Wheels. GG, well played. I like the bot call, yeah. I thought it was a throw, but it was a God Entomb. GG. Yeah. All right, I need to run to the bathroom, everyone, really quickly. So I will BRB. I'm going to throw stats up here, but I'll be back in like 30 or 40 seconds. Okay, sorry everyone. Show talents, and let me get a message out to the team unless they've already figured out lobbies. Rawl didn't butt his weight. The Sunderings were pretty on point. It's the pop-off from Li Ming and the setups from Lee Arc were just so much to deal with. All right, let's pull it back to Bandit and I. Let's update some stats, and let's see if Team Training List can close it out in 2-0 fashion. We even typoed the same? Oh, so what it does is it just copies whatever you said and it adds butt randomly in there. Thrall's weight is all his butt. Oh, God. Oops. Oh, God, I forgot what the... Okay. Ow, stabbing myself. Smart. We have to do 1 or 2 things. So that's going to be the map picked by them. That's going to be that. That's all set. We have that. We're good, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. All right, so if this could potentially be the last game of the evening, so we're going to talk about stream stuff ahead of time. Oh God, we're all over the place right now. All right. So tomorrow night, no stream because I take Fridays off to go on the mountain and just try and get out and do something in the neighborhood, or at least just be with people. Saturday, I will be over on Jinxie Cat stream at 11 a.m. PST or 2 o'clock EST. That goes for about 4 hours, and then at 5 o'clock PST or 8 o'clock EST, we'll be casting 2 best of 5s for the Heroes Lounge S Division. So if you saw the heroic games on Monday and you're like, man, Tuesday, I'd love to see more like high quality games. Well, Division S is where you're going to want to see it, and that's going to be for North America, and then it'll be at 5 o'clock PST or 8 o'clock EST. So if you're on the East Coast, obviously there you go. But on the note of that as well, between match number 1 and match number 2 in our 2 best of 5s, we'll be raffling off a free BarkBox. So if you have a puppy that you've always wanted to try BarkBox out on with, I highly recommend them because, well, I get them for Bandit, and that's actually how I got this. So we have one more, and it's actually also a super chewer box. So if you have a dog that just destroys toys, that might be your jam. So definitely stop by on Saturday as Ektar is raiding over. Welcome everyone from Ektar's stream, and Alpha or oh my God, Ursa Alpha. Are you like Bear Alpha? Like Ursus? So it's bear in Romanian. Anyways, oh, E-Day Captain Hat. Sorry. E-Day Captain Hat. All right, let me ask if the teams are ready, and I wasn't half paying attention. But either way, Ektar, thank you so much for the raid. I hope you had a wonderful stream. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What is the bark box for cats? I don't know if they actually have one, Odd Thought, because I actually was looking it up because I wanted to see if I could get it for my brother for Christmas, and I don't think they have one. They might on Amazon, but I'm not 100% sure. Oh. Give him a spooky worm. All right, everyone. Everything is all set. Let me double check that our settings are good. Yes, yes, yes. You're the banner. The teams look correct. All right, let's go ahead and get on into game number 2. I'm sure you're all itching to find out where we have ended up. Welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. My name is Bahamut. On the left-hand side, we have Team Training Wheels, and on the right is going to be Roll1Esports. This will be a Division B West matchup, and we are nearing the end of regulation play, so a lot of these teams are pulling out the best strats that they have. But before we get into the draft, we need to go ahead and find out what happened map-wise, because we got to figure out how we got here. The home team this evening is going to be the members of Team Training Wheels. They won the coin flip, opting for first pick priority. Cursed Hollow and Sky Temple were banned out by them. Alterac, Pass, and Volskaya were banned up by the members of Roll1Esports. Dragonshire was the first map chosen by Roll1 and lost by them. As the losing team, they have the opportunity for first pick or map pick, and they opted for first pick priority, meaning that Team Training Wheels has to take us to a map, and they have decided that that is going to be Tomb of the Spider Queen. Let's get back into our draft and see what we get here. Sonya banning out, so it looks like that's going to be a targeted ban against someone. I don't know who. Barkbox for cats is just catnip and a box, yeah? I mean, Valk, you could start that as a business. Just mail people boxes of catnip and just, yeah. Also, though, there is a, like, I had a cat ages ago. It's still alive. It's just, I lost it when my lady friend and I at the time split. She ended up taking it, but Odin was the best cat on earth and did not like catnip. Like, we got a bunch of different catnips for him. He just didn't care. Like, he was just like, that's whatever. I heard that honeysuckle is like the same thing, but I was just like, you know what? If it does nothing for him, then like it's not worth spending time on it. So that is absolutely whatever. But Odin was a good boy. Anyways, because I was just saying, like, yeah, just mail people boxes of catnip, but some cats really don't care about catnip. It's weird. Braxis was banned. No, Braxis wasn't banned. Did I accidentally have Braxis as banned out? I did. Sorry about that. It's supposed to be... Oh, that was supposed to be Cursed Hollow. My mistake. Thank you. Sorry about that. Thank you for catching that. Who caught that? Secret. Thank you for catching that. My apologies. I meant to click on Cursed Hollow and I clicked on Braxis. Either way, we're in our draft. We're all good. We also had a TOV on Shrines and a Gul'dan bot at the same team. Wait, what? What, 7th? Lebu got left out? Wait. It was a fun cast. There was a match results that directly affected 3 or 4 teams to make playoffs. Oh, dang. Like, seriously, all the matches tonight almost, it seems like it affects so many different things. Do we know what happened with the jailbait thing? Because someone was pinging me in the caster chat saying something. I know we have a draft right now, but I'm actually kind of curious if someone knows. Because I got a ping from DB Smiley at 5:30 today, and it said, for Arrow and Bahamut, if jailbait wins a single map, or if Indecisive Scrubs loses a single map, jailbait is in the playoffs. Does that mean that jailbait's in the playoffs because they did win a single map? I mean, they took the entire series. Spoilers, sorry. I'm heading out, everyone. Have a good night. Enjoy the games. Thank you so much, Kaleo. You have a wonderful night. Thank you for all of the honks. By the way, for anyone that's wondering, Kaleo made this for us today. I love it so much. All right. Thank you for coming by, Kaleo. Thanks for the support. You have a wonderful night, my friend. Let's get into the draft. I know I've been kind of bouncing around a lot here. So we have a Raynor, Orpheus, Hanzo Man on the left-hand side, Sonya, Jaina, they actually need a main tank, and they also need some wave clear, so something like a Kael'thas or a Gul'dan is actually a really good idea, in my opinion, just to get rid of more wave clear, because it's a heavy rotation-based map. But they're actually going to get rid of Greymane. I'm wondering, they're not going to try and Cho'Gall here. I don't know. I don't think they have the composition to Cho'Gall realistically. On the side of Team Training Wheels, they actually could try and go for it. Cho did get buffs last week that actually, just those minute buffs really, I mean, I guess they weren't that minute if he's basically highly prioritized in high league play. It was actually over on the Heroes Hearts Celebrity Clash League last night. We saw some amazing Cho'Gall, but we have an ETC Sylvanas on the left-hand side, so they're going to be going for push power as well as setting up and having some displacement and zone control. On the opposing side, they have a Deathwing for solo, Joanna for the, oh, why was I even thinking, well, I don't know why I was talking about wave clear. They have a Deathwing. Of course they're going to want to get rid of the Greymane. I'm dumb, sorry. All right, so we currently have We need wave clear for them. So they're going to grab the Lunara, but they still need a mage, in my opinion. Kael'thas, I keep saying Kael'thas, but I think he'd be great here. Oh! Caster gets to choose a ban, no more Braxis. No. I'm the person who pushes for Braxis, so I would never. I'm also the guy who pushes for like Blackheart's Bay and Haunted Mines and Towers of Doom, and people hate. Well, Towers of Doom, people hate and love that one. Last bit coming out, they're gonna need more wave clear, in my opinion. This could be a Kael'thas actually with the ETC, Malfurion, Leoric. I keep harping on a mage, but I think they need some sort of wave clear still, and there you go. Like it. Either team could have benefited from a Kael'thas, but the Ragnaros I actually really like for Roll1Esports. They have a bit of a brawly composition with the Deathwing kind of stepping up, Joanna stepping up, Stukov from range, but also could be using. They actually could go into not Ballista Spores. Spine Launcher at level 1. I had to like physically do it. I was like, he shoots the thing out of his hand. Yeah, Spine Launcher at 1. So they can be a little ranged, and then Lunara is going to be having that range from a distance. So I like their draft, but the opposing side, they've got push power, they've got aggression, and they've got really good wave clear. So I'm really excited about this. So I was trying to figure out what button to press. Shogal straight OP if you know what you're doing. Exactly, Secret, exactly. I just see the word shut, and I get nervous. Haunted Mines is trash. Ektar. Haunted Mines hasn't been in the game in like 2 years. Let me have this. Let me have this. It's one of those things like, so I cast probably 8 games a week. And it's typically Tomb, Dragonshire, Infernal Shrines, Battlefield, and maybe and Volsky. Like that's the 5 maps I probably see consistently throughout the week. You'll get some Alterac Pass, you'll get some Towers of Doom, you get a couple things here and there, but like when you have a map that has been in and out of rotation and it's like it's just kind of there. It's always fun because it's just like I just want to cast that because it's just one you don't get to. It's the same thing like Hanamura, Garden of Terror, Warhead. I don't like Warhead Junction because it's just so massive. But it's when you see those maps that you don't get to cast, they become more exciting, and so that's why I get excited about like Haunted Mines, Blackheart's Bay. Like I never get to see them, so I'm super pumped. Same thing with like Sky Temple. I never get to talk about Sky Temple. It's always banned out. But the good luck funds are here, and we are ready to go in game number 2. Let's get into it. On the left-hand side, we got the members of Team Training Wheels. I heard that Deathwing can't fly if he goes into the mines. Well, yeah, he's in the mines. That makes sense. Team Training Wheels on the left-hand side, we got Honey on the Kael'thas. E-Day's going to be on the ETC. Ouija's going to be on the Malfurion. Warlock on that. Leoric and Confused on the Sylvanas. On the right-hand side, we got Roll1Esports trying to take us to a game number 3. We have Zad on the Deathwing. Juan is going to be on the Stukov. Alberto on the Ragnaros. Rock Your World on the Joanna. And we have Velvet on that Lunara. Snail Hands, thank you for the follow. I really appreciate that, friend. Very good name. Snail Hands. Inzulgin Distillery Invitational, we played it once. It was the least interesting map I've maybe ever played. Yes, but how did the audience like it? Hanamura and Garden should be an NGS. Every season NGS pulls the players, and I always put in my 2 cents in it all. Because they pull the players and casters for the pool. Confused? Can you make it? No, okay, Ouija has the heal. And I always vote for the maps that, like, any map that isn't currently in rotation, those are the maps that I vote to put in. And I feel like I just get dwarfed by the people who actually want to, like, have a proper map pool and actually don't want to. Well, the people who actually have to play the game, because there's a difference between being a caster and actually playing the maps that are there. So either way, Haunted Mines and not Haunted Mines, Hanamura and Garden of Terror would be really fun to cast and also see in some of the rotations. I know it's in the Heroes Lounge S Division map pool, so if you are interested in seeing, I believe Garden of Terror, I think Garden of Terror swapped out for Braxis Holdout, if I'm not mistaken, in S Division. I don't think they have Hanamura in their map pools either. I might be wrong on that. There's so many different leagues, I forget the map pools half the time. No, if he comes out of the mines, he can't go to Dragonflight. Somebody has to die for him to regain flight or something like. Oh, dear Lord, that's a weird interaction. But you know, they probably didn't program. Oh. So I made a realize. Sorry, I know we have a game right now, but I just made a realization. If they didn't program him to work properly in Haunted Mines, does that mean that they don't really want Haunted Mines back? Maybe. I don't know. Sorry, that was weird because it's just like, wouldn't you make it so that like your new character could still play on the map that doesn't? I don't know. Or maybe it's just behind on coding. I don't. let's get off the subject. Let's get back into Tomb the Spider Queen. We're going to be having rotations around the map. Actually, a little bit of an odd one right there is they jumped into bottom lane for a bit just to try and force the engagement down here. Both teams are about 32 to 31 gems, so very neck and neck as we have level 4s up for both sides. Kael'thas on the Mana Addict at level 1. Once you get the 20 stacks, you get the Arcane Barrier. That is an uncapped quest, so unlike Jaina's Fingers of Frost, where she gets a power spike after getting those 20, and that's it. Like, there's no other mana return or anything like that. Kael'thas does have it uncapped, so he can still get 15 mana to his total mana pool, and just that becomes a giant arcane barrier. Like, I've seen Kael'thas's with like 30 stacks, and they have like a near 2,000 mana pool. And this is obviously later in the game, things have scaled, but you basically hit that one button or you trigger the arcane barrier and you have got 2,000 shielding. Like, that's just insane to me for like a Kael'thas, because that means that they'll be sitting somewhere in like the 4 to 5k range. I know it's not health, but it's just wild that how much damage you can also mitigate. But turn-in availability is becoming very close on both of these sides. We also have 7 talent here, not too far off either. Hanamura was in Heroes Hype, not in Heroes Lounge. Yeah, that's what I thought on Averted. I know Garden of Terror was, but I couldn't remember if Hanamura got put in. But yeah, either way. They know they need to redo Haunted Mines anyways. That's true. That is true. I mean, if you're going to work on it at a later date, then make it work for Deathwing at that point too. We'll see. I'd love to see what the new interpretation of Haunted Mines is. Either way, continued rotations are going to be breaking out. We are going to be looking for more gems. Both teams have the availability for said turn-in. Let's actually jump onto the red vision, just see how they're playing this right now, see what their posturing looks like as well. They can see Kael'thas and a couple friends over there are turning in, so they're going to use the shield glare to interrupt that for now. Deathwing is going to be stepping up as well. In that World Breaker form, you can see that they have the, I think it's the Ground Breaker is what you just saw right there with those 2 lines erupting from the ground. And there's going to be the Lava Pit that they also summon right there, but Unstoppable needs to be triggered by the Johanna. Kael'thas throws out a little extra damage, but the Iron Skin's going to eat most of that. Honey is trying to still get that turn in, but they're being zoned out effectively. Meanwhile, down over in bottom lane, Warlock is trying to get 27 gems in, but it's being interrupted by the Ragnaros, who, to note, also went into Blast Wave build. So this is more of just trying to chase in and be more aggressive. And that kind of works out with the Johanna and the Deathwing, as well as the Ragnaros, just as a gigantic front-ish line. And you have Lunara just hippity-hopping around, just throwing in damage as well. Whew. Oh my god, Velvet making it out of there with 100 or so health. Like, that was just a little nerve-wracking, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm trying to find some of that questing talent. There we go. Neither of these teams can get their turn-ins. We only need 12 gems on the right-hand side, and we can actually, hold on. Who's got 12? Ragnaros has 12 gems. Ragnaros just needs to sneak in here, but Lunara's not going to get interrupted, so they only need 4 more, and that opens up a lot more opportunities. Stukov, Deathwing, Johanna, or Ragnaros can be the ones to turn in right there, and that actually, that makes this play a little bit more difficult, and so this will be Red Web Weavers descending in favor for the members of Roll1Esports. Haunted Mines is quite fun with the movement speed changes. Very ambush heavy. Oh. Spoilers, they don't want Haunted Mines back? You don't know that. Or do you? Okay, sorry, I was just making sure I'm not missing anything in chat and anything like that. That's going to be Leoric actually wraith walking away down this bottom lane. Warlock getting a little bit low right there as Alberto pushes up. But meanwhile in mid lane, they're going to open up this front gate. They actually got a lot of siege currently. ETC is maybe breaking off from the top. Oh dear Lord, Honey is taking so much damage. They can't get the arcane barrier just yet. That's going to be a molten flame coming out from Zad. They do have that draconic might at level 1. That's why you're seeing the periodic protection status onto them. But unfortunately, Rock Your World's going to trade out the ETC for themselves, and they still get the fort in mid. Now they can rotate into top, which still does have still has a lot of health on it. For a little fun fact as well, if you can look in the bottom right of our screen, we have those little web weaver icons. They actually signify which lane they're in. So top has the little up arrow, mid has the 2 side arrows, and bottom has the downward arrow. Just a little thing in the game. Also, for anyone that plays on Tomb of Spider Queen, when you start, go over here and click on this gem a bunch of times and tweet at me what happens. The one night I don't check if you're on, and here you are. What's up, Siegeblade? How you doing, bud? Deathwing was abandonment in the form of a hero. Ouch. Ouch. Deathwing was abandoned, but in the butt of a hero. There you go. Butt spot kicking in perfectly. How you doing, Train? Good to see you, friend. So Lava Wave for bottom. 109 gems currently in the pockets of Team Training Wheels. We have... Just look at this. Just look at this. This is back-to-back turn-ins. I mean, they're 1 gem away. Yeah, they've got essentially back-to-back turn-ins. They get 30 in, so they've got that right there. Let's actually cycle through the other numbers. We haven't looked at those yet. We do see our 10 talent tiers up, so and we've looked at all the other talents for quite some time. I did see that Kael'thas is at 16 out of the 20 for the Arcane Barrier, for anyone wondering. But Blue Web Weavers will be descending as Zad does not get the landing in time, doesn't get the interruption, and we'll see what the members of Team Training Wheels are able to do with this. These waves are going to be crashing up as far as the enemy minion wave is. It's unlike Garden of Terror, where Garden of Terror actually spawns up as far as your minion wave. This crashes into the enemy minion wave. So like, for example, bottom lane, this is no one's here, and you're actually going to be seeing it. This is a bad example because they literally crash at the same time, but still, you can see that that's where it spawns. Whereas Garden of Terror, literally, like, it will just spawn where your minion wave is. It doesn't push up to the enemy side. Just little things that I've noticed as I've been casting more and more of these maps. But mid lane is going to be stepping up a little bit. They're going to be looking to open up bottom lane. Sylvanas is going to trigger her passive, but Alberto is going to go ahead and jump into the Molten Core form. This might have been a bait because the moment that pops up, they all leave the lane, and now they can rotate into mid lane. But that's not stepped up whatsoever, and I think this is actually going to be mitigated fairly well by the members of Roll1Esports. Alberto does have some decent range on this Ragnaros, can poke into a little bit into mid lane, I think. It's a very small map. Oh wow, that's a wonderful entomb. Zad's gonna actually have to use the Cataclysm. They did go burn beneath my shadow, if I'm not mistaken, so when an enemy fort or structure falls, or I guess fort or keeps falls, they do get that Cataclysm reset. It did get a little bit of a change in our patch last week. It went from 100% to 80% in the periodic damage increase, so that last little bit changed by 20%. But both teams have turn-in availability. What's going to happen is the thing that I'm like, who's going to be able to turn this in first, and who's going to be able to harass is the big question for me. Leaping Strikes coming out from Lunara into E-Day, who takes a bit of damage. Oh my god, they are chasing E-Day. They actually get the slow. They're going to get the lurking armor underneath that, but they end up tapping well. Meanwhile, they end up getting 33 gems turned in on the opposing side, and I want to show the gem count really quickly just so you all have an idea of what that looks like and who really needs to be the one to turn in. On the opposing side, on the side of Roll1Esports, it's kind of just about everyone, mostly right now. Actually, it's just Ragnaros and Deathwing who need to get the majority of the turn. And Warlock is going to try and get some of the life leech onto them with the with the spectral leech. Gonna use the Groundbreaker right there, Molten Flame onto a couple members in the bush right there. Kael'thas trying to poke at them. Root coming out from Malfurion. Can't really root Deathwing, unfortunately. Another armor plating lost right there, as now they're just poking back and forth. Both these teams looking for this turn. And I'm gonna pull away talents really quickly. I know we just got 13s, but I just want to be able to show the entire fight, and we can check back at 13s in just a second here, as this is just gonna be them stepping further forward, and they're actually just gonna back off and respect this a little bit. Warlock taking a lot of damage, needs to back off, and Tomb's gonna be coming out, but that isn't really that big of a deal for the Joanna, as there's no one diving upon her. Stukov is going to go ahead and throw out a pustule onto one of the friendly players just to get some healing onto them, and that'll spread around. But we can actually... I broke the game. There we go. Velvet, do you get a... Did Wailing Arrow just come out? Yeah, it did. It's on 90-second cooldown. It didn't trigger onto Rock Your World, which is weird. Molten Flame. Oh my god, Malfurion gets chased out by the Ragnaros, but they end up dropping 20 gems. Meanwhile, below us, that's going to be Leoric trading out onto the Deathwing. They will be able to pick up the gems of Deathwing, but they don't have turn-in anymore because of the 20 that was lost by Ragnaros. Rock Your World stepped up for the interrupt, and that might have been a misstep, as now they need to back off. You see the retreat pings coming out. And Team Training Wheels, the team that's up in our best of 3 series here, looking a little shaky, but they get the second turn-in. Let's see what they're able to do with this. This top lane is just going to be managed by the Web Weaver. I don't think they're going to be trying to get too much benefit off of that. I think they're going to be aiming for bottom lane or mid lane, because they're already pushing up mid, and bottom's going to be stepped up as well. Ooh, Lava Wave for bottom lane. It's still going to descend. Actually, here, we can actually showcase it. It shows up right on top of the enemy minion wave. So that was just the one thing I was getting at earlier. Either way. Pindlebot, how you doing, friend? I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for coming by. I hope we're having a wonderful evening, and thanks for supporting stream, and thanks for helping checking. But thanks for checking us out as we are pushing towards Twitch partner. But we have Web Weaver face coming out in favor for the members of Team Training Wheels. Lockdown from the Sylvanas as well, going to be opening up this front gate, making sure that they're not taking any damage. That allows them to also just... I actually love the way that they played this. They have a huge minion wave. The Web Weaver's just around half health, and they've already kind of soft pushed the front gate, meaning they can probably step up onto this. But now Cataclysm coming through, trying to get some wave, or trying to get some damage on the ground. Huge Condemn coming in from Rocker World. There's going to be a Phoenix in the backline. ETC having a little bit of a dance party of their own. There's a flailing swipe coming out from Stukov. Deathwing did find the Kael'thas kill earlier. ETC did just go down as well. And Team Training Wheels looking a little rocky here as they are getting chased in. Web Weaver in bottom lane still pushing out. Leoric was clearing mid, and this is gonna be bottom lane fort probably going no, it probably actually won't go down. But we have a boss play. What's Stukov's record stay? 0-2? I don't remember. I honestly don't remember. Kael'thas missing so many globes. What are they at? They're at 27. What's that stacking out to right now? 405 bonus mana. Can we... Kael'thas, where are you at, bud? Currently has 1,045 mana total. That is pretty significant, but quite a few gems that they, or excuse me, regeneration globes they missed around the map. Either way, that's going to be boss plus turn-in. Oh man, Roll1Esports are looking to roll it back. 16 talent tier advantage for a minute talent tier advantage, in the sense that they're going to be able to close that gap. Leoric's still in bottom lane, might be Hearthing actually, yeah. Lava Wave came out through bottom lane, so that pushes the wave out a little bit further for them. So this Web Weaver should be crashing right on top of the fort, and this is what I was talking about. It's already past its own minion wave. It goes up to the structure or to the minion wave. Meanwhile, in mid lane, that's going to be managed, but this top lane is what they're really going for. I know we're bouncing around the map, but everything just landed up here. Web Weaver descended. That's going to be boss just going down as the Web Weaver came in right behind it. If the members of Team Training Wheels can capitalize on this push, they can really get some advantage. They can really put some pressure on the enemy team. But right now, that's going to be Leoric going down first. Deathwing flew in and got a lot of value right there. If they get the keep here, that's going to be reset on Cataclysm. Actually, I think there was a structure somewhere else that went down. There's already the reset on Cataclysm. Molten Core going to be used by the Ragnaros as Deathwing gets to the far side of this. Going to use the Molten Flame just to try and zone them, but they don't get to the far side of that engagement. As the Web Weaver is now pushing its way onto the core, we still have Molten Core form up in for the Ragnaros, and I don't think they're going to be able to end here, but they still have Web Weavers in mid crashing on in as well as into bottom lane, so there's still a lot of pressure that needs to be managed on the side of Team Training Wheels. Leoric is going to respawn, just Wraith walks away. 105 gems for 0 forts feels gems, man. If you don't know Tommy Pickles, you're either a boomer or a zoomer. Which is it? But wait, FPS Nate. My dad, who's a boomer, knows who Tommy Pickles is. Now read me that one, Batman. Leoric goes down right there. Phoenix was out as well. Oops. And they're stepping still further forward in bottom lane. I'm watching to see how they're gonna play this, because Leoric can cheat death, obviously. So it's not like they have like a massive advantage. Also, if they respawn and get a massive entomb in this back line, they could actually capitalize onto that. But they're forcing them back right here. Some retreat pings coming out. Warlock is still just hanging around Deathwing because it's the easiest target for them. Plus, they're also I think they're trying to stay ahead of them for the Entomb, but Leoric, you need to be getting a better spot for your respawn. Okay, there we go. They're going to be closer to the friendly team. Wraith walks right out of there, gets into mid lane. Meanwhile, that's a great gravity. Oh, wow, a great gravity lapse and follow-up from the Sylvanas as they find the kill onto Lunara, bringing themselves back momentum-wise into this game. Warlock finds an insanely good Entomb. Cataclysm is up for the Deathwing if they want to use it. Protection status. There's a lot of damage over time. They didn't use the Cataclysm. A little interesting on that call right there, not to instantly pop it to get out of that, but power slide from the ETC. Rock Your World is trying to get back out of here, and did they overextend in bottom lane? Leoric's clearing the top lane, so they don't need to worry about the catapults up there. They do have Web Weaver turning on the side of Team Training Wheels. You can see ETC's already turning in a few. They want to manage these waves. As I was saying, the Web Weavers will descend and up to where your minion wave, or excuse me, where the enemy minion wave is. So if it descends right here, it's going to also slowly be losing health over time. It's one of the only objectives in the game that actually slowly loses health, due to the fact that if it didn't, it'd be absolute, like think of Alterac Pass probably on like steroids. Like, if Web Weavers didn't lose health slowly over time, I think this would be such a more difficult map for teams to really bounce back on. But now With the few members coming back up, Joanna down for the next 25 seconds, they're going to easily take down this fort in mid lane. They could look to pressure through top, so that way they do have even catapult pressure, but they've got to go through 2 structures in top. That also will give them some passive experience, gaining a little bit of experience towards that 20 talent tier that they need to get to, but Joanna's the only one down right now. Ouija taking so much damage, needs to get out. They're looking to re-engage. Kael'thas throws the Gravity Lapse as well as the Phoenix, and that's more or less a zoning Phoenix. The Web Weaver, as I said, slowly losing health, so right now you're watching it in lane. We can actually look at the health pool right there. You can see it slowly ticking down, and there's nothing hitting it, and that's just part of the mechanic for this map. As they push further forward onto a fort in top lane, enemy team, let's actually jump over to the vision really quickly for our blue team, just to get an idea of how they're seeing this map. They see that Deathwing's right there. Their Web Weaver in top is about half health, so they're going to rotate into mid and try and push up onto this keep. Mid lane's a lot weaker. Bottom lane is already gone. Lava Wave through mid lane. They're going to need to back out of there. And Malfurion going to get hit by that one, but they can cycle back around. Top lane still up and available. I think they're just trying to pull them towards mid for the team fights. That way they're not going to be able to defend, and they can get a little bit more value from this Web Weaver through top. But we do have no turn availability for either team. Boss is not up. Actually, Boss is up and available if one team wants to go for it. They're going to grab Siege Giants for bottom lane. I would expect them maybe to grab Bruisers on the left-hand side. Oh, wait, hold on. They're showing that they're going to Boss. This is a very telegraphed call coming out. You can see we have the vision for Confused, and that's going to be on Team Training Wheels. They can't burn through this boss quick enough. They do have Nature's Calling, which is going to be a lot of good damage, but the rotation's coming through, and they know this. Wraithwalk coming in from Warlock. They can't body block that Ghost as they unleash the boss. This is going to be Zad getting the Cataclysm into the backline. We currently have Velvet trying to dive around the back. That's going to be E-Day with a mosh pit, not connecting on anyone, just having a little bit of a dance party of their own. Honey is getting very low as well, as Lunar is being chased by Confused, but they need to just... Oh no, Honey is actually chasing onto Velvet. This is such a split fight. Confused 1v1ing into the Ragnaros right there. They did a great gravity lapse onto Juan. Flailing Swipe coming out. They do have that 20 talent tier upgrade, so they get these single charges onto that so they can use it as needed. So you should be seeing another Flailing Swipe coming out fairly soon if they try and step up. Zad. Wraithwalk from Leoric. They have the Drain Hope. The Drain Hope will be enough. Leoric will be going down, but they end up getting a Joanna kill on top of that. So that is so many. It's a 2 for 3, and they're going to back off now. Dear Lord, while all that was happening, there are Siege Giants in bottom lane still pushing up, but right now we have Flailing Swipe. Velvet trying to get the Leaping Strikes onto Honey, and they find the kill right there. E-Day needs to back out. Ooh, did they find a Power Slide onto Velvet? Confused actually has so much damage right there, and they get the kill. I'm jumping over to the damage real quick as they actually Banshees forward. Warlock does have the Entomb, but they do have 20-some seconds left trying to get the slows. Do they have another Spectral Leech? Yeah, so you can see them cheat death a little bit right there. Does it actually show? Hold on. I want to see, does it show for Leoric? It doesn't, I was hoping that it would show how much they cheated death for. But now, bottom lane, gonna have a Lava Wave coming out from Ragnaros to push back the minions. The Siege Giants were empowered by Sylvanas a little bit. You saw them actually shrink in stature. That was because of the Mercenary Queen at level 4. Gonna go back to our talents really quickly. Logic fallacy. They said that if the person does not know Tommy Pickles, they're a boomer or zoomer. That does not mean if someone does know Tommy Pickles, they can't be a boomer or zoomer. That just sounds like a whole lot of words to me. No, you make a good point. An old person that drinks is a boozer. I'm a boozer. Master Flames with Q build seems weird. Yeah. I think they're getting a lot of value from the spread from the living bombs, though. I think that's kind of it. It's a little bit of it's a little hybridy. I can see what you mean. Energy roll. I'm more partial to Netherwinds, but I don't know. You can go either or. I think Netherwinds is a little bit. I fancy that one a little bit more. Either way, Warlock is there. I think they're trying to make this boss play again. Neither team has turned in availability. They're about halfway there on both sides. A little bit less on the side of Roll1. Ektar, thank you for the 4 biddies. Thank you. I appreciate the support, my friend. Quad butts, yeah. We're all old men now? Yeah, I think that's it. I think we're all just old men. Regardless of gender, we're all old men. Those are some Kael'thas talents, all right. Exactly. There's some Kael'thas talents. Hey, I mean, if it works for you, then roll with it. Also, it's 600 mana on this Kael'thas currently from the Mana Addict at level 1. That's going to be 1,300 onto them. But now Wraithwalk from the Leoric. getting into this backline. They're trying to set something up here. It's just every single time they're going for something. Actually, Deathwing's going to use the Cataclysm to disengage. It's 90-second cooldown, but still, that's Cataclysm gone. They're trying to bait this. No, they're actually triggering boss. This is so risky. I just want to see the blue vision right now. Lava wave through bottom lane. That's slowly pushing that up. Look at mid lane as well. Boss is at half health. Let's see. Leoric is gonna Wraith Walk out. I think they're just trying to get vision. Yeah, they're just trying to get vision. Boss is gonna be grabbed here. There's a wave coming in through bottom lane, and they know that. Oh man, this is such a weird spot to be in. We're 22 minutes in the game. It's 22-22, 10-10 in kills. Let's actually show the experience and healing really quickly, because we haven't really jumped over those, and I just want to jump onto that really quickly just to show it as we've gotten to this later half of the game. But boss, 22 minutes in, this thing is going to be having 41,000 health and hits for 780 in auto. That's going to be Ouija taking a lot of damage initially, as well as the Molten Core form coming out from the Ragnaros. They did not go into the upgrade. They went into second lava wave, so they have 2 charge that lava wave, 30 seconds onto that one right there. Bottom lane keep did go down to the catapults, as well as mid lane is currently falling to the catapults on the left hand side, so they need to make this play work out on the side of team training wheels. Leoric's the first one to go down, Cataclysm into the back line. They need to find some damage onto this Deathwing. There's going to be the Storm Shield coming out from the Joanna as they chase further in onto this, and that's going to be confused. Ide just moshes right there, and they're going to be getting picked off to the damage over time. Boss actually is on core, but the boss is actually slowly going down. The core is going to be hitting for 220 and slowly whittling down the boss, but it's not going to be losing much more than just the cosmetic health, which is the just that little bar, or the shielding. There we go. Couldn't think of the word. This should be game. There's 30 seconds on average. I think we're heading to a game number 3 here. I was saying earlier, like, we could be having 6 total games, and looks like these teams want to give us 6 games. Confused gets shredded. Actually ends up taking Lunara down with them. Can they get to the Hall of Storms in time? Just barely getting to the Hall of Storms in time right there. Leoric is back up. Mid lane keep goes down. There's an Entomb with the silence on as well, with the, I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head. Buried Alive. There we go. Cataclysm actually was in there. No, they end up getting the Cataclysm, and this is still going to be game. They tried their best for the defense, but the members of Roll1Esports have taken us to a game number 3. GG. Well played. Catapults MVP? Seriously. Catapults did so much work. Hanyu, how you doing? Thanks for coming by. Here, Sherbot. GG's indeed. Sharky, how are you? Are you still streaming? Did you have a good stream? How was Terraria? I love that game.
Thank you.
Jinxie asked me a question about D&D stuff, and I just answered her, like, I just gave like a backwards answer to her. She was just like, do you want to do this or this? And I was like, explained it, and I was like, so yeah, this thing that you just said. What's our damage look like? Lunara was 68. You couldn't have done roughly 700 more damage? I'm just kidding. Velvet actually did a lot of work in that game. So did Deathwing, actually. Deathwing did so much. Let me get a message out to the teams. Dat notification? It was super fun. I've never played before. It's so much fun. Like I played when my best friend moved to Portland. We would just play games to keep in touch and stuff like that. And I remember like there was. Yeah. All right, hold on. All right, cool. So no, I have like, I remember there was like days when like we would start playing at like noon my time, so it was like 9 a.m. his time, and the sun would set in the summer, and in Michigan or Detroit at the time, like I think the sun set roughly at like 9:30 at night, so we played for like 10 hours straight once, and I remember like it got dark out, and I was like, I haven't done anything today, and like that game. you can sink hours into that game. I had to uninstall it because I was just like, I spend whole days doing this. Like, it's same thing with like Minecraft. Like, I can lose myself in Minecraft because it's just like, I want to build this. I'm gonna go mining here. Like, let's adventure. So, either way, that notification, yeah, we changed up a bunch of the bit notifications so that there's like more bandit stuff. All right, we got a map. Let's go ahead and figure all this out. So that's going to be that by them and that by them. Bueno. Let's get confused in here. Let me also update this and that. No match history and team 1. Okay. It seems like, yeah, it's such a fun game. And it's even better when you have people too, because like you can joke around, and I think like having people in a game like that really changes it. Got 141 dose stacks as Ana on Deathwing an hour ago. Dear Lord, Siegeblade, that's a lot of stacks. I'm assuming Vampiric Rounds at level 1 is what you're going for. Okay, tea's done. At 9 o'clock. I'm not going to sleep tonight. All right. Cool. All right, we just got to get one more player in here. Oh, they're swapping players around for this game 3? Ooh. Some player swaps. Wait, why can't I invite them? Nani? All right. I've had 408 ARAM. Seriously, Yale? Ana can 1v1 Butcher or Valera. With 400 stacks, yes. Or just in general, because I don't know about that. Okay, sorry, we're just getting the players in here from Roll1, and we'll get into game number 3 of our final best of 3 of the evening. While we're waiting for these players, I know I keep just talking about this, but we might as well. While we're waiting for them, we can talk about stream schedule. So tomorrow night, no stream for me. Gonna take the night off to relax. Based on stats tonight, we might actually apply for Twitch Partner tomorrow. The streams have been absolutely wild, and the support from all of you has been crazy, so I think we might be in range to actually apply and be in range to actually keep the viewership they want for us. Obviously, like, just because we apply still means I'm going to still harp and talk about how much we need to keep viewership up, but at least we have that good base to begin with, and then hopefully they'll be able to recognize that we are a channel that needs to be partnered because of how much good information and casting we put out there. But either way, so tomorrow night, gonna try and do that. Saturday, I'll be over on Jinxie Cat stream at 11 a.m. PST, and that'll be really, really fun. If you enjoy D&D stuff, there's gonna be a whole lot of fun people there. Stark, Weenus, Cat Peach, myself, Tetcher, and our friend Mike, and then Jinxie Cat's the DM. And then later in that day at 5 o'clock PST, sorry about that. At 5 o'clock PST, we will be having the Division S, which is the Heroes Lounge, top echelon of play, and that'll be 2 best of 5s starting at 5. So we'll have 1 best of 5 at 5 and 1 best of 5 at 7. So that's at PST. So if you're on the East Coast, it's going to be 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock respectively, and then everywhere else in between. But Kai Berries, thank you so much for the gigantic raid as we get prepared for our final game of the evening. We're waiting on one more player to get in here. Thank you so much, Kai Berries, for the raid. Welcome everyone. Dogcam, of course, he's the best co-caster in all of Here's the Storm. One time Kaldor said that he's glad that he's glad that I don't live, he's glad that he doesn't live in NA because that way, well, he wouldn't do as well because Bandit really just brings in the viewers. I don't know what I'm talking about. Either way, thank you, Kai Berries, for the raid. Welcome. Big Doodoo Head, how are you doing, friend? Good to see you. Any monks in the party? So tomorrow is a one-shot, or not tomorrow, Saturday is going to be a one-shot. In our regular campaign, I don't think we actually have any monks. We've got some homebrew stuff. It's really fun. I highly recommend you check it out. In your Twitch dashboard, does it show status of average viewers, etc.? Does that help apply? Yeah, exactly, X-Ray, exactly. So I'm in range to, we're in range to apply, and so as Kai just rated over all of the friends. Also, Jutom, Dreadwolf, and Liam, thank you for all the follows. Tomorrow night, we're going to be applying for Twitch Partner again. Fingers crossed that they will accept us. We've been having good average viewership. It's been above 75, which is exactly what they want. And obviously, once we do apply, that still doesn't really change things. I still need to keep that viewership up, and we'll have to be probably doing it for a week or two. Caldor fears bandits comp analysis. Exactly. Someone beat me to the gift subbing Kai. I clicked it too slowly. Wait, someone gave Kai a sub already? What? Did I miss it? Wait, what? Oh, give Rock back. Oh. I didn't see it. Kuliko, thank you for the follow as well. Sorry if I murdered anyone's names. I was going to send them a Twitch link, and then I realized it was just me copying Kyberry's name. There we go. So that's all set. Get out of here. I don't know who you are. Confused says they're ready. Let me also make sure. Okay, that's all set. Do we have all of our map ban stuff set? Yes. All right, cool. We're good. We're a good give E-Day hat. Make captain. Yo! Adas, thank you for gifting a sub to Kyberries. Simon, thank you for the follow as well. I appreciate that, my friend. All right. All right. Let's go ahead and get on into game number 3 of our final best of 3 of the evening. I hope you're all excited for our next match here. Also, Kyberries, enjoy your Asmapog, your Baja Rages, and your little finger guns. Welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. My name is Bahamut. On the left-hand side, we got Team Training Wheels, and on the right, we have Roll1Esports. This is a Division B West matchup, and both teams are up 1 in our best of 3 series. Now, before we get into this Infernal Shrines map, I'm sure you're all sitting at home. You're like, I just got rated over. How the heck did we get to Infernal Shrines? It's okay. I got you covered, friends. The home team this evening is going to be the members of Team Training Wheels. They won the initial coin flip, opting for first pick priority in game number 1. Cursed Hollow and Sky Temple were banned out by them. Roll1Esports banned out Alterac Pass and Volskaya Foundry. Dragonshire was the first map chosen by Roll1Esports and lost by them. They opted for first pick priority in game number 2, giving map pick priority over to Team Training Wheels. They chose to take us to Tomb of Spider Queen, and they lost that map. So Team Training Wheels is the loser, opted for first pick priority for game number 3, meaning that Roll1Esports once again had to choose a map, and that will be Infernal Shrines. Let's get back over into our draft and see what happens here. 6K more for the Big Bandit cookie. We're getting there. Thank you, seriously. A series of numbers and letters. Yeah, it's 8S. I just say 8S. It's the first 2 and it makes sense to me, and they've never told me otherwise. But seriously, thank you all for the support. Seriously, also, Kyberries, thank you for the mega raid once again. I really appreciate you bringing over your friends. And for anyone that doesn't know, my name is Bahamut. I cast a ton of Heroes of the Storm. You can find me on this channel typically live at about 5 to 6 o'clock PST, Monday through Thursday. We do about 2 to 3 best of 3s the evening. Obviously, things are a little shaken up right now with the Heroes Hearth Celebrity Clash League on Wednesday nights. So we're casting Monday, Tuesday, and Thursdays on this channel, and then Wednesdays over there with Not Paradox. We have 2 more weeks of that, and I highly recommend you check out those games. There's a lot of good community funding and a lot of great players, so check out those games. If you're missing out on them, there's wonderful VODs. There's so much content around the Heroes Hearth Celebrity Clash League, and if you, seriously, I keep saying it, but if you're missing out, you are literally missing out. Go and check it out. It's Heroes Hearth CCL on Twitter, and that's where you can find all of the VOD links, all of the memes that we've been posting, and even some highlights throughout the week, and also some wonderful articles written by Beckwin, the beat reader for CCL, and he's been doing some interviews. There's so much good content coming out from that entire league and that organization. So if you're missing it, you're missing it, and go and check it out. But either way, bans came out already. We don't have to cover those. You can see those. Ariel, Hanzo, Greyman on the left-hand side. So they're going to be starting out with some poke potential, some die potential, and then the resurrect, as well as the displacement that Ariel does provide. Now, a Malfurion Rainer on the right-hand side, they're going to need a main tank and a couple other things. Skeezy, I think. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that, my friend. Leoric actually being banned out. They're respecting Warlock's Leoric that's been popping up consistently in all the other games. Jaina to be banned out as they don't want to deal with her burst potential. Makes a lot of sense, actually. And let's see. So we do need a main tank. We need a solo lane, as we need some shrine clear as well. Kerrigan actually has a lot of viability on this map because of how well she does in the shrine on her own. We could be seeing that pop up. We actually did have a Kerrigan on the Towers of Doom game in our first best of 3 of the evening. So if you want to see that Towers of Doom game was wild, actually. That was a speed run in my opinion. But Muradin to be picked up here, so some good initiation. They're gonna need some slows for that Rainer, but they're gonna go for the Gul'dan to be able to grab some shrine clear as well. Fel Flame's going to be really powerful with that. Zool rules, dear lord. Thank you for the 1,001 bits.
If sweetness can
Everyone in 25 people in chat got something from Zool Rules. If you got something, please thank that person. Oh my god, Zool Rules, you beautiful human. Thank you so much. Buckeyes, good to see you as well. How you doing, friend?
peace.
Does Roll1Esports refer to rolling a fat joint? No, it's like, I think it's like you know how there's like Roll1Esports. It's like a play on the old competitive team that like Glowering was on, and you know the one that was actually sponsored by Roll20, the D&D website, or well, tabletop website. Savarog, I think Savarog, thank you for the follow, I appreciate that. So Mal'Ganis and Imperius to be picked up on the left-hand side. Actually, I was going to talk about Mal'Ganis because I'm surprised we haven't seen them this evening, at least in this best of 3, and I think the Mal'Ganis is insanely strong, especially with a Greymane diving in, Imperius to dive in there as well, but a Rexar for the solo lane into Imperius. That actually might be a bit of a rough go for the Imperius because Misha Bear is just, she's such a nuisance. She's such a nuisance to deal with sometimes. So I will have to see how this works out. They don't have many members to rotate into top lane for a potential gank. Like Raynor can come up there and put some pepper on, Gul'dan can throw some damage out, but it's not like Greymane who can dive in with the Imperius. So maybe, you know, Imperius Celestial charges past the Misha, and then you have the Greymane cycle in for a flank. Even if you're playing by the front gate, Greymane should be able to capitalize on that. Or even Hanzo. Well, Hanzo has some burst, I think, over Raynor a little bit more due to the fact that he has the Stormbow, auto attack, and then scatter. Or if you can get those 3 off in a row, you can really kind of burst into someone. Otherwise, like Raynor, you can apply some pepper and you can get some sustained damage, but if they're not locked down, it's going to be a bit of a struggle. And maybe Misha with the charge could be the lockdown that you need. We'll have to see what happens here for our game. But once again, everyone, thank you for being here. Thanks for helping us push towards Push Partner. I know I keep talking about it, but it's one of those things that the more we talk about, the more everyone knows. I think that it just benefits everyone. Benefits me. Must get more bits. Robot. Zool Rules, seriously, thank you for the 1,001 bits. You did not have to do that, but thank you. Greymane and Mal'Ganis. I really like the Greymane Mal'Ganis. Give me 1 second. Okay, cool. We got the cough out of the way. We're all set. We're ready to go. Bandit gave such good analysis. I don't know if any of you heard that, but regardless, let's go ahead and get into game number 3. On the left-hand side, we got team training wheels. We've got Ouija on the Ariel, and I always messed up on this name during Tespa. Antastity. I think it's Antastity. We're gonna call it Ant throughout the game. It's gonna be on the Hanzo, Warlock on the Imperius, E-Day will be on the Mal'Ganis, and Confused on the Greymane. On the right-hand side, we got the members of Roll1Esports. Velvet will be on the Raynor. Juan is going to be on that Malfurion. Rock Your World will be on the Muradin. Zad will be on the Gul'dan, and Alberto on the Rexar. Bahad, you said you liked Terraria. Did you catch the amazing run at AGDQ this year? I did not. I'll probably watch that after stream tonight. I was gonna watch Witcher, but like my attention span this evening is absolute trash, and I'll probably end up playing Hearthstone Battlegrounds on my phone while just cuddling with Bandit and half paying attention. So I'll actually look into that. I'll have to look into the Terraria because I love that game, and I love to see, because I think there's a lot, they did like endgame stuff with that. Either way, let's go ahead and get into our game right now, as we can just jump onto the vision really quickly for Imperius, just to show how they're kind of playing this lane, as well as, you know, the rotation between mid and bottom. And actually, this is the one thing I wanted to highlight. E-Day is going to be anchoring for the friendly team. This is something you can take into your own games. If you're confident and you're not going to get picked off, anchoring like that means you're able to provide vision for the friendly team. You're going to be slowing them in the rotation, allowing your team to be able to get the clear faster, allowing you to then get into the next lane even faster as well. And you're just going to be ahead of the enemy team, and that way you're also able to kind of control the engagement. So if you can actually slowly really get ahead of them, dear lord, if you can get ahead of them in the rotations, you can maybe set up a gank when you see the entire team still clearing, and maybe you set up in the bush over here or the bush over there on the right hand side. Yale with the 2,500 bits. I will resend your alert when we get out of this game. Thank you so much, Yale, for the 2,500 bits. I don't even know if I have an alert for that outside of the Tart Torter, but like, thank you so much, Yale. Holy crap. Shoutouts to Yale and chat. You beautiful human, thank you. I'm sorry, I'm so blown away by it. Like, I can't believe someone... Thank you so much. All right, let's jump into the top lane right now. Warlock is getting pushed in a little bit. 4 talent tier is going to be rounding in just a second. We actually might get a bit of a hybrid build from Hanzo. Usually I see explosive arrows coming out from them at level 4 to get a little bit more shrine clear. Their shrine clear right now, it's Greymane, Imperius, Mal'Ganis. Yeah, they could use explosive arrows. It would help out a little bit. And then you still have the scatter arrow buff when you finish that out. But Greymane dives in. That's going to be 1 kill going over to the side of Team Training Wheels. And that's the explosive arrow at level 4 as I was talking about beforehand. So that allows them to clear out the shrine a little bit. Warlock is going to pop the Molten Armor and just going to be able to force back Misha and Rexxar in top lane for now. I'm just curious. They went Bird of Prey on the Rexxar, and then they went into the Hunter-Gatherer at level 4 as well. So this is pretty standard for the Rexxar build. Is that Thunderburn? Okay, Thunderburn, yeah. So this is a lot of self-sustain for the Murden, so they're going to be going to third wind, so it's going to be having a higher threshold on their baseline trait, so they're going to be able to heal. I think the baseline's like 40, and I think it jumps up to 60. We can actually check this out. Yeah, it's 40 and it jumps to 60 with the third wind. Oops. Oh no. Oh no. No. Professional caster. Totally professional caster. Did not met. Whoopsie. Well, we all get to see a little bit of Band-Aid in between the game. All right. Oh boy, Ariel went full seal build? Yeah, she did. She went that sacred sweep build. Usually we actually see repeated defense at level 4 for the increased knockback range as well as some damage increase, and that way people can capitalize on that setup. But the one thing I was going to talk about is just the Thunderburn on the Murden as well as the third wind. You can actually get the healing static a little bit later, so then when you get the second explosion later in the same location, you get more healing static out from the Murden. So it's just a lot of self-sustain just to be able to brawl and be aggressive, and I think that's what they want, is to be able to kind of match the aggression that the Mal'Ganis is going to be providing, as well as the Imperius that's constantly stepping up as well. Currently have them all diving around each other. Ouija's taking quite a bit of damage, needs to back off. They need some sort of oh god, knockback. I can't think of the talent off the top of my head. It's either way. Regardless, we'll continue. It'll pop in my head midway through the fight right here. But either way, I'm waiting to see what the setup is here. E-Day is going to be diving in. That's going to be the kill onto Misha. Rocker Web does get the Dwarf Toss right out. Celestial Charge comes out from Warlock and gets quite a bit of damage right there. Going to poke out a little bit further with the Hanzo as well. Confused, kind of stepping up and seeing if anyone wants to walk into them. I can't think of it. Someone in chat might have done it. Jazz Hands? Jazz Hands indeed. 10 minutes later. Oh boy, it's starting at 10 minutes. I don't want to spoil the Terraria run. It's probably not for you. Are you expecting it's incredibly sweet? No, I love AGDQ stuff. That's a Goomba Stomp from Rock Your World as they get the kill onto the Greymane, but they still found a Gul'dan right before that. Let's just go make sure that we find someone without a questing talent really quickly. I think the Rexxar? No, they do have one. Greymane. There we go. All right, it's 33 to 25. Hanzo's actually poking at this, and as I was saying, the explosive arrow is going to allow them to be able to continue to just whittle this down also from a distance. Yeah, they're trying to slowly steal these. E-Day's back. Greymane's back as well. Celestial Charge with a penetrating round at the same time forces that back. And this will be first Punisher, and it will be an Arcane Punisher. Coming in through top lane. I would expect the solo laner. Yeah, Warlock's going to split off to the. Oh, nice use of the Celestial Charge to get to the aggressive side to see if anyone was actually trying to come in for a flank. It's a little thing. Like I didn't expect them to do it, but they're going to sidewall right here and try and step up with the Immortal. The Immortal is tanking the majority of the shots from the front gate as well as the tower. But if they can actually get another jump from the Punisher onto one of these players, they might be able to capitalize on top of that. They're playing this extremely safe. There's going to be the jump onto the Rainer, but they don't have Detainment Strike. That's the name of the. Sorry, I just thought of it. Detainment Strike would have been something to force them into a wall after the Punisher jumped. Sorry. Repeated Defense is the talent at level 4, but I could not think of Detainment Strike for the life of me. They're still sieging in on this top lane fort, and with the wave already up here, they're saying, you know what, that's given over. Hanzo also finishes out the Scatter Arrow at level 1, the Simple Geometry, so they're going to be having the extra arrow from when they hit terrain. So they just have more scatter, and it's just more possibilities around some of these shrines, like maybe even mid lane, where you can, you know, bounce it off the walls and just bounce it around, and that will allow you to be even. You can steal more skeletal defenders away, as well as you can whittle down the enemy team. They also went to Never Outmatched, which means they do have the cooldown reduction, so they can throw out that scatter arrow more often. I believe it's from Stormbow and basic attacks, correct? No, it's just basic attack. Sorry, I thought Stormbow gave the reduction on that as well. But we got ourselves about a half a level lead in favor for the members of Team Training Wheels, and now they're going to be sitting. Stun Rag, Bahamut Gaming Stun Rag. Oh, is that what you're calling Detainment Strike? The Stun Rag? Are we making up new names for talents like Spinny Shooty Shot? Because I couldn't think of Strafe for Vala one night, and that's just all that popped in my head. I still think the one that Stark gave me, Giggle Beam, is the best. That's going to be Haymaker. Horrify came out. Oh my god, they actually didn't. No, that wasn't Haymaker. I thought they were going to be going for Haymaker the way that Murden was jumping in, but they end up diving into the backline and kill 3 people on the side of Roll1Esports. That talent tier advantage, that level advantage, just swapped over, or at least it's completely gone. Ariel, well, she can self-res, but it's not worth it with the low death timers. I think it's an 80-second cooldown onto res if I'm not mistaken. So just saving that's a little bit safer. We need more Lost Vikings in this series. I agree with you, Metal Magic. Spinny Shooty Shot, yeah. Giggle Beam, so Stark from Gilly Sharks, we were talking one time, and he was just like, yeah, Giggle Beam. And I was like, wait, for who? He's like, White Mane. I was like, oh my god, is that perfect? Like, Clemency is Giggle Beam. For, I mean, either like Inquisition or Clemency. I'd say more Inquisition because she laughs a little bit louder. It's a different laugh when she uses Clemency. Regardless, Giggle Beam, it's so perfect. And just shout out to Stark for the one who actually thought of that one, because I don't want to take credit for something that I don't have credit for. But that was E-Day actually not getting hit with a Stormbolt. But they know that they're in that bush because they got the vision from said Stormbolt. And now this is just still, it's everyone grouped up. It's just a solid 5v5 as they do have a. We have a Frozen Punisher for mid lane, but there's a huge arrow from Hanzo. Carrion Swarm going to be coming out from the Mal'Ganis as well. Juan is going to be going down. Horrify actually forcing the Mal'Ganis into the front gate. Going to use the Razor Swipe to get out of there. Ariel should have a little bit of healing for them, and they're not going to be forcing this lane any further as they clear that out, and they can rotate into mid and set up for this next objective. I almost exclusively play TLV myself. Oh, then you might enjoy one of the matches from the Hero Star Celebrity Clash League. Turk actually played some Lost Vikings yesterday. I highly recommend you check out those matches. It was really cool. Stun Rag is going to be getting the... No, I'm just kidding. Detainment Strike is going to find one right there. Misha Bear actually going to be going down. E-Day is not going to get picked off, but they're very low. Ouija needs... Oh, Albert. Oh, God. They end up getting the healing just in time. I think they are actually slowly dying to the damage over time. Warlock needs to find a way out of here. They actually could use the Celestial Charge through the wall, but I think Murden was actually kind of wise to that. Either way, we currently have both teams kind of working their way through the shrine, more so in favor for the members of Team Training Wheels. Roll1Esports doesn't have their 13 talent here either, as Warlock is going to be trying to get back as they actually turn around and try to go for the Celestial Charge. Rock Your World is going to be able to make it off to the side. There's a Hyperion coming out from the Rainer, as well as Hanzo went for the Dragon Arrow as well. Celestial, either way, Muradin goes down. Angelic Armament was triggered right there by Warlock. I couldn't think of Angelic Armament. I was going to say Celestial Armament. Either way, this is definitely going to be a Punisher going over in favor for the members of Team Training Wheels, as they have 13 talent tier advantage, Muradin down for the next 14 seconds. And the benefit for them too is they've got this gate already down. This is going to be a fort definitely gone, but they're going to be threatening keep front gate in just a second here. Dwarf Toss can be Goomba Stomp, as you said earlier. Yeah, I cycle between them because Avenging Wrath from Urel is the same thing. Like, if she stomps on someone, I call it a Goomba Stomp. If Garrosh actually throws someone, it's an assisted Goomba Stomp. Clemency equals Keck W. Oh, I prefer to go Nordic at 13 instead of jump. Oh, that's an aggressive Vikings build if you're going Nordic. Because that's increased damage and auto attack speed from the Lost Vikings, if I'm not mistaken, right? Jump comes over. That's going to be focused onto Rock Your World. That's a lot of damage coming out onto them. There's going to be the Angelic Armament used. There's a Horrify from the Gul'dan. They throw that. Misha Bear gets instantaneously destroyed. And this is what I was saying. The fort going down, but they've got a good wave right behind them. If they're able to capitalize on another kill here, they might be able to go for keep. But right now, this is definitely the front gate going down. They sidewall. There's going to be Night Rush coming out from Mal'Ganis, connecting onto 2. Going to go ahead and pop the Carrion Swarm as well into the back line. And this is more or less just forcing the enemy team back. They have a good wave right behind them, which is actually going to take care of the entire front gate. The Punisher is actually going to freeze that as well. Jump coming out onto 2 players, but they're not going to capitalize. They're just going to say, you know what, Misha's back. Oh, wait, hold on. The Punisher's going to get a root onto a couple members. That's a Night Rush coming through onto a couple as well. And Hyperion coming out to zone back the enemy team confused, keeping the Worgen form, or excuse me, their stacks up. I always forget the name of that one right there. Inner Beast? Let's cheat. Let's find out, stream. Let's learn together. Inner Beast, I think, right? Yeah. The inner beast stacks they wanted to keep up. That's how you saw the little glow around the gun, but it was also the fact that they were just attacking at a faster attack rate than normal. Either way, we currently just have them grabbing this camp down here. A little bit of a reset on the map, but right now, Team Training Wheels in a bit of a driver's seat. Next Punisher will be Mortar, going to be in this top lane. For anyone that doesn't know also, you can do this in your own games. It's not an observer tool only. If you hover over the shrine, you can actually see ahead of time which kind it is. So right now, Mortar Punisher, and it also has a color key with it as well. So Arcane is going to be purplish, and then Frozen's going to be bluish. The other thing to note too is that you can actually hover over camps and know that. So Siege Camp on the bottom left is up in a minute, 2 minutes and 34 on the one in the bottom lane, and then they've got 56 seconds on the bottom right one. So just little things like that where you don't actually have to be like, all right, cool, we're pushing in. Wait, what's the camp time? All right, now back to the team fight. So it's just little things you can mouse over and be like, cool, I know. Let's continue to push up, and I can continue to also focus on our push and our lane management as 16 Talent here has found its way over to the side of Team Training Wheels, and they're soft pushing bottom lane. But right now they need to manage top, as there is a shaman up there, and if that shaman goes uncontested, it is going to burn through this front gate as well as the fort and then straight to the keep. I don't think they care enough, as they want to try and get a bottom lane structure. If they can actually get this bottom lane keep, this is huge for them. That means there's constant catapult pressure coming through bottom lane during the next Immortal phase, and it's the furthest point from the objective. So that means it's a lot like Volskaya Foundry during Control Point C. Sometimes during Control Point B phases, teams will rush the keep in top lane and take that down. So during Control Point C, they can play it super slow, let the catapult stack up, force one enemy member back, and then capitalize on the Triglav Protector. So small strategies. That's at least what I thought they were going for on the side of Team Training Wheels. They had a good wave behind them and all of that, but they back off. They're going to go ahead and grab camps, and 16 Talent here slowly rotating in for the members of Roll1Esports. Doesn't make them attack any faster, but you get 3 Vikings and an overconfident Vala. You'll make them real mad. Yes, Inner Beast. Thank you, Google. How you doing, friend? Good to see you, friend. Let me say friend once more. It's a little bit of a late night. We've been going like 3 hours straight, and it's showing a little bit. Baha, what were you saying earlier about the spider map? Something about lanes having arrows? I missed half of that. Oh, so the web weavers on Tomb of the Spider Queen, if you look at the 3 web weavers at the bottom, the left-hand side has like a little arrow on the top of it. That signifies that it's top lane. It's like, it doesn't change or anything like that, but it's cool because it has like a little, the middle one has like 2 left and right arrow, meaning it's in mid lane, and then the bottom one or the right one has a little bottom arrow. So it's just, it's a little cool thing I noticed when I was casting like a month ago, and I was like, oh, I didn't realize that was there. But we all know like left is top, mid is mid, and then right is bottom. But some players might not know, and it's a little cool thing just to be like, all right, cool. I glance down, little up arrow means that that's the top lane one, and it's a little bit lower. It's they have mid bot. Yeah, Lengaria did that. Judum, thank you for the host. Welcome everyone from the stream. I hope you had a good stream, my friend. That's a Celestial Charge connecting onto 1. They're going to get the Detainment Strike. There's going to be the Boars Unleash as well. Hanzo narrowly misses an arrow. There's a Horrify that pulls E-Day out, but they're not able to get the Carrion Swarm off in time. Resurrection is up and available. Ouija does go for it right there. They can pop the Carrion Swarm in the next 3 seconds, so they have to live for a couple seconds here, as this is going to be Mortar Punisher mostly in favor for Team Training Wheels, as the Mal'Ganis ends up getting picked off. No Resurrect for the next 60-some seconds, as Confused is diving to the backline, finding a wonderful kill onto the Rainer. So that's a 1 for, kind of a 2 for 2, because Mal'Ganis did die a second time, but realistically it's just 1 for 2, and they just get the experience from the death. But they leave Ant on this point, and we talked about the scatter arrows as well as the explosive arrows, and between them and Warlock they're easily grabbing this, and this is going to be going to a keep, and this literally 1 health. I was like, there has to be a health on this. That's 1 health on that. It's not even a sneeze. You can look at it and it's gonna fall down. Nope, the 3 icons. The 3 buttons, yes. Didn't know to hover over the time. Yeah. Yeah, if anyone missed that, the camp timers as well as the objective on this map, you can hover over it and know exactly what it's going to be type-wise. The other maps like Curse Hollow, it doesn't give you a time or anything for the curse objective. It just says curse in this lane. That's about it. They're gonna back off, leave this Mortar Punisher to get the keep, and they should be able to get it just from the AoE damages. It was just literally punching into Misha, and they back off. They're looking for 20 talent here. Let's actually jump over to the vision for our. Let's jump over to the vision for the red team. Let's see what they're seeing and how they're gonna be playing this, because the enemy team is just about to hit 20. They know that the enemy team backed off, but they might be going for their camp, and oh, that's gonna be E-Day is jumping outward over there. Gonna be disrupting a little bit. Velvet does back off. They're going to be focusing onto Rocky World, who gets the dwarf toss over the wall, and they turn back and they go for the camp. Going to have a couple members also hanging out in the lane just to kind of maybe force them back if they do try and step up onto this camp. But without 20 talent here, I wouldn't be too enticed to try and invade onto this. Ariel did go into the upgrade on Resurrection at level 20, the light speed. So not only do you have increased movement speed, but if the person or the player that you resurrect stays alive for 40 seconds, you get the cooldown, because it basically halves the cooldown, so 80 to 40. So long as they're staying alive, that's the number, that's the math. But Juan not able to get out. I thought that they were going to be able to get out of there, but Malfurion goes down to the go for the throat from the Greymane, as they think they were looking for a second hero to kill, as Rock Your World is going to get so much healing right there. Also pops the avatar form. Ant is trying to get the keep burned down, but they don't have enough to anchor, and so they didn't want to take the shots right there. They kind of rotate over to this top lane area. That's a Celestial Charge connecting onto 2. Resurrect is down for the next 8 seconds, but if they stick around here, they might be going for... I mean, they can definitely take this keep. They've got a wave coming in. Hanzo can poke from a distance. And this might be an over... Ooh, might be a little too confident here. Misha Bear taking a lot of damage initially. Greymane's back in. Gonna go ahead and get a Razor Swipe. Finds the kill onto them. And just goes ahead and puts a couple shots into that keep, and they get it right there. So that's 2 keeps down. Next Punisher should be announced fairly soon, but they're still sticking around at this core. 6 seconds on the Malfurion, 32 on the Gul'dan. If they were to find another kill here, they'd be able to end, but I think they'd have to get like Velvet or something. Like Muradin's got some disruption, but they need the auto attack and sustain damage from Rainier to be removed before they try and go for that core. So they're gonna go ahead and back off and kind of reset on the map a little bit here while the enemy team defends. But next Punisher, Arcane, will be bottom lane. At least they still have a keep down here, but no front gate. This game is so good. Glob, save us. Butt, save us. Yes, Buttspot. Self-aware. Honest to God, Buttspot was probably the best addition to this channel. Bot-wise. Excuse me. Sorry. I got that itch in my throat in the middle of a sentence. Ooh. They didn't end? That was an easy core? Yeah, I think they could have ended there. You would have gone bot keep. Yeah, that would have been possible as well. They do have the camp for mid. They're gonna back off and go for the Punisher. I think realistically here, it's just them playing safe, because the trades have been pretty good back and forth, and they feel very confident over the Punisher phase because they haven't lost a single one, if I'm not mistaken. So I think they're just confident being able to take this right now, as they're just gonna throw a couple scatter arrows out, getting quite a few skeletal defenders already a quarter of the way through this, as they have 10 out of the 40 necessary. Catapults have arrived on core on top lane. Hyperion coming out, Horrify gonna be coming out as well. Hanzo with the arrow right there. No play of the game gonna be triggered, as that's Velvet taking quite a bit of damage from Confused, but Confused ends up getting picked off right there. Resurrection is up and available from Ariel if they want to try and throw that onto the Greymane. Gonna have that right there, and they do have that movement speed increase, so watch that happen very quickly. But the Greymane, his little legs go so quickly. But as long as watch Ariel's, you can see the cooldown reductions way quicker than any other cooldown reduction. So Greymane just needs to stay alive for 40 seconds, then they can get the Resurrect onto Imperius and actually put them right back in this fight. Oh, that is a wonderful Hearth interruption coming out from the Mal'Ganis, as they also get the kill onto Gul'dan. The reason they were interrupting was because there's so much damage onto the core right now from the catapults that were in top, as well as what came in from mid, and now the camp is actually dealing quite a bit of damage. Alberto's trying to clear this out as quickly as possible. Greymane's just like, I'm done, I want to end here, but they end up saying, maybe I can't. Maybe Misha's going to be zoning me back. Meanwhile, mid lane, E-Day tries to get out of here, but unfortunately they get picked off. Ariel coming in through mid with Confused. This feels a little frantic, I'm not gonna lie. This is a little risky. They're so very split, and now Ouija just takes the rotation very far away. They can actually resurrect onto the Mal'Ganis and bring them back into this, because as I said, they kept the Greymane alive. Core dying? Yeah, Core was dying. Winions were there, but now we have a Punisher coming in through bottom lane. 35,000 health and 216 in auto. And this is Arcane as well, so they've got the little spinny laser lines. That's a good one right there. Punisher jumps backwards onto Muradin, who pops the avatar form. Sleep comes through from Mal'Ganis. Root to sewing them back from one. This is definitely the keep in bottom lane going down, but they have one big defense on the side of Roll1Esports. We'll see if they roll a natural 20 or if they can roll, or if they roll a 1. That's going to be Hyperion coming out, Punisher jumping over. Imperius already on the core, just throwing Angelic Arm onto that. Mal'Ganis going to be going down. No Resurrect for the next 7 seconds, and core still goes down, and that's going to be game number 3 going over to the side of Team Training Wheels. They take the series 2-1. GG. Well played. We have to shout out Yale right now. Yale with the... Come on, cursor. It's stuck in Here's the Storm. Yale with the 2,500 bits.
Bursting decadence and withheld permissions twists all our arms collectively, but if sweetness can win, and it can, then I'll still be here tomorrow to high-five you yesterday, my friend. Peace.
To partner.
Seriously, thank you so much, Yale, for the 2,500 bits. I honest to God, cannot thank you enough for that. That is wild, and you are an amazing person. Thank you so much. All right, let me show talents, and let's get the let's let them know what lobby to come into. We'll show stats once again. They rolled 1. Unfortunate. Alrighty, at this time we're going to be joined by E-Day, the Mal'Ganis that really ran it down that last game. How you feeling after that 2-1 victory?
We're happy to get the win. I wasn't happy picking the Mal'Ganis there, but...
So let's talk about things, because game 1, Dragonshire, really good back and forths. You guys kind of... There was a little bit of a, is a little bit of a flopping of back and forth. They had a couple Dragonites on you. What was it that kind of just really like kept the momentum coming in favor for the friendly team, and how did you kind of bring that back for you?
I think for the most part, for most of that game, we were just trying to stay patient. Like, you have to play D-Shire patient, and like we even gave Black Keep toward the end to a push while we were trying to get other things done on the map. So for the most part, we just tried to stay patient with it. Thought that we could get value out of the Leo at 20 and just get some explosive plays out of that at the end, and it ended up working out for us.
No, it worked pretty well for you. Now, jumping over to game number 2, Tomb of the Spider Queen. What was it in that game? Was it just their momentum? Was it the Deathwing? Because there was a couple moments where I was like, oh, they're going to start bringing this back. Like, I saw you kind of starting to bring it back here, but then they just kind of shut you down every single time. Did it feel like that, or can you talk about like how that game went for you?
Yeah, definitely. We gave the Deathwing, and Zad plays it well and uses the secondary form. I know zero about Deathwing, but uses the secondary form well to kind of zone there on Tomb quite a bit. And yeah, we felt like we had some momentum in our favor a couple times, but we over pushed top with the boss when they still had Rag Ford up, made some misplays, and they played really well. And I called it after we drafted. I was like, Luna's just going to eat my lunch the whole game. That was pretty much how it ended up. But yeah, they played really well, and we just had a couple missed calls and a couple misplays that ended up costing it.
So now this Infernal Shrines game, there was so much good back and forth, and your momentum was like behind you. Did it feel like you kind of were in the driver's seat and you really couldn't stop or let up, on the gas? Like, you were just constantly like, we need to keep pressuring them, we need to keep making rotations and kind of keeping them on their toes. Did it feel like that, or was it just like, all right, we do this, all right, now we do this, and like you just kind of checking boxes and being in the right place at the right time?
Yeah, to be honest, it was a little of both. When we were looking at the draft screen when it was filled out, we said, all right, ideally, or in their ideal world, Gul'dan probably clears quicker and they get on rotations, and we were like, we just fight, like even mid at the beginning of the game. And you kind of saw that even that mid lane clear, we finished mid lane clear before them, even though they had a Gul'dan, because we basically just ran at them with Mal'Ganis, Imperius, Greymane, and Hanzo Poke, and the Ariel backup. And in that game, I was trying to set the draft up. I was going to take Uther for the tank instead of the Mal'Ganis there. And someone talked me out of it before the end of the draft, so we swapped over the Mal'Ganis, which obviously isn't my best hero from watching that game, but it did enough to confuse them and distract them more.
Honest to God, like... I didn't think you were a bad Mal'Ganis whatsoever, in my opinion. I thought you had some really good plays. Your disruption was really on point. And you just kind of were always being the nuisance that he is. He has been as of late, but these were such fun games. It was such a blast to cast this. Before I let you run out of here, any shouts that you'd like to give? The floor is all yours.
Yeah, man. Shout out to my team. We didn't finish where we wanted to in the standings. Obviously, either dead last or very close to it, but it was a good season. The team is full of a bunch of great people, and had a couple people rotate in and out. We've been really lucky to have just fantastic people along the way. Then Unaverted's been coaching us throughout the season, so a lot of props to him. A lot of his time he's been gracious to give us, and thanks to you for the cast, man, and all the people who keep NGS running. It's, I think, my 5th season now, and I really appreciate all the work people do.
It was, honest to God, it was so much fun to cast it. Thank you so much for the games. And, well, if your season's over now, I look forward to seeing you in season number 9 of NGS. You have a wonderful night, and I'll talk to you very soon. Congratulations once again on your 2-1 victory.